My name is Galina Angarova, and I come from the Abzai clan of the Herit Nation of the Buryat peoples in Siberia. I'm the executive director of the Securing Indigenous Peoples' Rights in the Green Economy Coalition, or SIRGE Coalition for short. I'm honored to greet Indigenous peoples on the occasion of the International Day of the World's Indigenous Peoples. Today is also the third anniversary of the official launch of the SIRGE Coalition as a global platform for Indigenous peoples to exercise their fundamental right, the right to self-determination, and the right to free, prior, and informed consent in the energy transition. As Indigenous peoples, we are confronting multiple layers of threats, from land grabs, rights violations, and resource extractions to climate change and the expanding reach of new technologies like artificial intelligence. While AI is often promoted as part of the solution to the climate crisis, it is already being used to accelerate mining and deepen extraction on our lands and territories. This is not just a technological shift, it is intensification of the same extractive systems we've long resisted, now moving faster and with fewer safeguards. Likewise, the current climate action paradigm is shaped by the very systems that have created the climate crisis: extractive capitalism, colonial governance, and the belief in technological fixes that are disconnected from justice. This approach centers the so-called developed economies and its institutions: financial, technological, scientific, and political, while marginalizing the knowledge systems, experiences, and the rights of Indigenous peoples. It prioritizes innovation over regeneration, offsets over accountability, and economic growth over ecological balance. So we need to talk about what this means to our rights, our lands, and our future. The AI boom is supercharging environmental injustice, particularly for communities already facing ecological stress. By 2027, data centers powering AI are projected to consume up to 6.6 billion cubic meters of water annually. That's 6 times Denmark's total annual water consumption. Each hyperscale data center can use as much water as a town of 50,000 people per day, often in drought-prone places like Chile's Atacama Desert, Arizona, Texas, and Querétaro, Mexico. On the energy front, data centers consumption is expected to reach 4.4% of global electricity production within a decade. These burdens fall most heavily on water and energy-stressed regions, while contributing up to 475 million metric tons of carbon dioxide annually by 2030, a number equal to Germany's projected national emissions by that year. AI is accelerating mineral exploitation and extraction, enabling companies with tools to target deposits once considered too remote, too expensive, or politically risky, often in Indigenous peoples' territories. The International Energy Agency confirms that AI is already being deployed to optimize ore detection, automate commercial transport, and increase extraction speed. Mining companies claim that AI can deliver greater efficiency in mineral extraction. They say it reduces exploration costs and improves geological targeting. But this isn't about reducing harm. It is about extracting more and faster. Furthermore, the use of AI technologies to target and identify mineral deposits is outpacing existing regulatory safeguards, increasing the risk that projects will move forward without Indigenous peoples' free, prior, and informed consent. For Indigenous communities already facing land grabs, dispossession, and criminalization under the current energy transition, a new wave of AI-driven mining would reinforce patterns of violence and environmental degradation, particularly as the minerals extracted are also used for building the AI infrastructure itself. So we must ask, efficiency for what and at what cost? This is a question worth answering because we're now living in a world where 6 of the 9 planetary boundaries have already been crossed, from climate change and freshwater depletion to biodiversity collapse and chemical pollution. These are not abstract thresholds. They are Earth's life-supporting systems. In a context of ecological breakdown and accelerating injustice, efficiency cannot mean faster destruction. It must mean reducing ecological harm, respecting Indigenous peoples' rights, and staying within the boundaries that make life possible on this planet. AI has been positioned as a technological fix to the climate crisis, drawing over 200 billion in big tech capital expenditure in 2025 alone, surpassing even global oil and gas investments. Meanwhile, Indigenous peoples who steward large concentrations of the global biodiversity and offer intergenerational, place-based strategies for climate mitigation and adaptation, as well as biodiversity protection, receive a minuscule fraction of this attention and funding. This stark imbalance, this reality, reflect deeper structural issues and biases. AI aligns with profit-driven models of growth, while Indigenous people solutions challenge extractivism and demand relational, rights-based approaches to land and life. The framing of AI as neutral or inherently progressive obscures its real costs and perpetuates the colonial logic of domination through new tools. To shift this, we must radically revalue knowledge systems supporting Indigenous people's self-determination, ensuring free, prior, and informed consent is respected, and investing in solutions rooted not in extractivism, domination, and expansion, but in balance and accountability to Mother Earth.